Well, as I tell it, 2 halves. The first half, we were just unstoppable on offense. We took the ball every drive and wouldn't score it. Defensively, we were able to make plays. They ended up scoring 1 touchdown. But if I look at this game, and I know this, the reason why we won this football game is because of our fans. And it was just the excitement and the energy that they brought into that stadium. And they made it hard for them to make their checks at the line of scrimmage. And this was an offense that we knew that they were an up-tempo offense. They wanted to make their checks at the line of scrimmage, but the noise in our fans were the reason why. And then at the end of the game, when we had to go make a play, we made that play. And we were able to go and somehow go get us a victory. I don't know how. I mean, you're sitting there, it's like, wow, what is happening here? But, you know, that's what happens in a game of college football. You know, so you get a big lead, and we're not mature enough yet to go out and play well. And I told them at halftime, if we're a mature football team, we will not lose our focus. We will go out and we'll go finish this game. And it's just so hard. We had a big of a lead, and you have a young football team the way we do, and so we just didn't go out there and finish the game.
Charlie, can you take us through that last defensive huddle there before that 4th down play, and then the play that Johnson made? I don't know how good of if you got it.
Well, what had happened was it was a timeout call, so it's 4th down, and we had a what we call thief coverage, which is the outside receiver who Drew Johnson was covering. He singled up, and we doubled everyone else. And the key was double the tight end Hubbard, because he'd been catching a lot of balls in the red zone had been going to him. So we wanted to make sure he was doubled and make sure the back didn't leak out. So we had a backer on the back. But Drew ended up, you know, they ran their crossing route, which we thought in the back of the end zone, he's able to pull it out.
Charlie, in the last 20 minutes or so, you were outscored, I think, 27-3. What were you telling your players during that stretch? Were you trying to rekindle what they had in the first half?
Yeah, and that's what you try to do. Is like, let's get back focused. But when you're up that, when you allow a team to come back and score that many points, it's just defensively you got to get a turnover or you got to get a sack. You have to make a play on defense, and we didn't do it. We did not make a play on defense, and so now a team was able to just take advantage of it. It's kind of like the first half, their defense couldn't stop our offense. It looked like second half, our defense couldn't stop theirs.
Was there any? Do you think that the defense got worn down any by that hurry-up offense, Charlie? I mean, the players had thought going in that was a concern for them.
No, because you watch us in the first half, we were able to get off the field, and I don't know what they were on 3rd down, maybe 50%, but still, though, we had enough where we could have went out and stopped them. But if you watch the plays were long plays, you watch the wheel route in the first half was 50 yards, and then I think the last touchdown, the guy creased us for about 50 yards. So those were chunk yardage plays that you have to go make a play.
So it seemed like the defensive line, you guys did a better job of like rotating guys in and out. Like when the ball would be like on the far sideline, you'd have a chance to get guys in and stuff. Was that something that you guys pretty much just, from the first 2 games of seeing no huddle, you figured that you could sneak those in?
Well, we're just trying to get rotation, trying to get pressure from somewhere, and just try to keep a fresh group of guys on the field. But we still weren't able to get the pressure, even though we kept rotating the guys. And we were just trying to find just the right mix of guys. One time we had B.J. Butler at nose, and we were just trying to find that mix, and we could never get that mix.
You said on Monday you were going to find out how good your team was. What did you find out about them today?
Well, we played pretty good the first half. Well, you know what? We won the football game, and that was a good North Carolina team. And so you just look at our team. We're still a young football team. We still had to mature, but still at the end of the day, we won the game. So, you can still say, hey, we have us a good team. We just got to learn how to finish games.
The building blocks for next week. When you go back and show them some of this stuff, what are some of the things you'll show them, especially in the second half, in terms of what they face the rest of the season of doing better this time?
Well, it's just finishing, and the guys knowing this. I don't know. I think offensively we may have had 100 yards the second half. The first half we were able to just sustain drives and just stay in rhythm and stay in sync, and we didn't do it in the second half. So it's all about when you have a team and you have a lead, you got to go finish that game and just make sure that we don't fall asleep, and not so much fall asleep. Just make sure we got to continue to go play.
Did they do anything defensively better in the second half? The running plays you run the first half was big chunks every time. A lot of the same plays just weren't getting in the second half.
It is almost like we missed a block. The first half we were blocking them, and we staying on our blocks. Then the second half we were missing a lot of those blocks, and we weren't sustaining the blocks. So it wasn't so much of what they did. It's just what is us, and it's a lot to be corrected.
Charlie, is it possible this comeback is better for you guys in the long run?
Well, it wasn't possible. We won that comeback, so they didn't catch us. But it is good. It's boy, you can learn from it because you have a big lead, and now for someone to come back and you allow so many points to be scored, you can learn from it.
You mentioned the crowd. Was this the first time for you here in a home game? It felt like a big time college football atmosphere. Is that fair to say?
Oh, it was, and I told our guys it was a big game because we made it a big game. I mean, our football program, because of what they've done, and I told our seniors that that's what you signed on for. When you came here, you want to be in a big time game. Now you have seniors, juniors, sophomore, and freshmen. This is a big time game. This is a big time atmosphere for us, and our fans are the one who provided that energy for us, because when we walked out there, it was there. I mean, you could feel the energy, you could feel the excitement.
When a team loses intensity, how difficult is it to get it back, and did you get it back?
Well, it's not so much they lost intensity. It's just you get out there, and it's all about your focus and just going to finish a game. And the first, like I said, you open up the third quarter, you drive the ball to get stopped on 4th and 1, then they get a big play there for a big touchdown. So it's all about us maintaining and us making sure that we can stay focused with our players. And the coaches got to keep coaching also. You know, as a coaching staff, that's when you really got to keep coaching. Because when you have a big lead as a coaching staff, that's when you really got to lock down and say, hey, guys, keep going. You know what I mean? We can't get relaxed.
When you have a big lead like that, I mean, you don't want to, I guess, keep throwing the ball every down or something like that, but do you worry about getting too conservative, or do you look at yourself, second guess yourself at all when these things happen?
Well, it does, because a lot of times you like to run the ball and just keep running the clock and get the clock ran out. And then, you know, when they do throw the ball, but when you get backed up, now you have to make a throw. So now can we go make that throw? And then they were able to get pressure. I think they got 2 sacks on us. One time we had Jeremy open, and then we threw the ball out there. Probably would have been a big first down, and that's when he slipped down on the one to the outside. But still, though, we just got to continue to run our offense.
Miller's injury, you know, I don't know anything about it yet, but I know I don't know what the thinking is down there. Do you take a knee? Do you run a play or two? How do you?
When Miller went down,
Yeah.
we did. We just took a knee.
After that?
Yeah, because the clock was going to run out. So I looked, I said, guys, they can't. The clock's going to run out. It's 48 seconds left, guys. We still have 25 seconds. Let the clock run out. Take a knee. The ball game's over.
Charlie, can you talk about some of the special teams play? Does Stein have kind of the option on those 2-point conversion passes of reading the defense and making a call, or was it already called before?
No, a lot of times he looks to the sideline and show Coach Carter motion. And the first, I think when he called it, they weren't really lined up. They had one guy over, and we had 2 blockers for one guy. Then one guy ends up, one of the defenders runs across the field, and he was able to run inside out. So Marcus tried to run outside, and that's when he got tackled.
All right.
All right, guys.